The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Money Masters. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom O'Brien and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have the Dow Industrials down 74. You get the NASDAQ down 6. S&Ps are off 4. Gold contract down $8.30 at $12.83 an ounce. We have silver down 34 cents, $18.17 an ounce. Platinum is down $1.50 at $9.83 an ounce. We have copper down 5 pennies, $2.54 a pound. Light sweet crude flat, $52.59. Notes and bonds, guess what? Rates are still going down, folks. Bottom line, you get the 10-year note up 10 ticks.
Cheap money, man. It's here.
It's here. It's here, and it's going to get
nowhere.
It's going to get better. I know that everyone wants. I don't know what people want, but the bottom line is that the market is saying that they're buying bonds and notes hand over fist, and rates are going down. We get the 10-year up 11 ticks right now, 126.08. 30 years up 29, almost a full point, 154.12. And King Doll's getting toasted, roasted. Get the peanut butter out, get the jelly out, get it all out. It's down 450 at 99.745, and that's coming down with volume, folks. The euro is trading at 106, almost 107. The yen's at 108. And bottom line is that, we actually, Europe is getting toasted. Like, our market is, like, really calm compared to what's happening in Europe.
Yeah, and
right
just
now.
for people tuning in, Theresa May, of course, they have a special election June 8th. She's trying to kind of capitalize on some of the momentum and consolidate some power ahead of Brexit. And, of course, there's some volatility there because that's a little bit of a gamble, and we'll see what happens.
There's volatility, and what happens, folks, is that we talk about, we're in one world markets. What I thought was so ironic this morning is that you had Europe down so dramatically, and our markets still weren't down. It's like, okay, guess what, folks? It took 1 hour, to give back to January 4th in the FTSE this morning.
The FTSE's kind of its own. Europe is definitely tied into us, but the FTSE's doing their own deal. In terms of Brexit, they're in their own universe right now a little bit.
There's plenty of
the market agrees, at least. They're in their own universe.
There's plenty of fun money in the U.S. that's in that, and they're going to be scrambling right now.
Big time.
Now, let's go over to our man, Mr. Kevin Hinks from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. And don't forget, folks, every trading day right here at TFNN, 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. If you want to understand the option market upside down, really get some great strategies. Kevin, Scott Connor, they have an amazing show. Now, as you're over at our website at TFNN, folks, if you haven't test drove the TD Ameritrade platform, hit the banner right on the very top.
New lower price.
New lower price. You hit that banner, it's going to bring it up. They'll let you trade with paper money. You listen to Kevin, listen to Scott, you're really going to get an amazing education. And guess what, folks? The program doesn't cost anything. You're getting experience that's probably between both of them is like 70, 80 years. Kevin's going to kill me. Kevin Hinks, what's going on?
Hey, wait a minute on that. That math doesn't add up. unless I started trading when I was 12.
I know.
That's where you say, of course I was trading when I was 12 years old. No, okay.
Exactly.
I had to do that to you, Kevin.
No, I love it. That's all right. It's a good way to wake up the morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing great,
good, man.
Yourself?
I'll tell you what, Tom. What this market is happening right now in this market is one word, and that's uncertainty.
Yeah.
I think, and what does uncertainty cause people to do? It causes people to lighten up their positions, and they're running for bonds.
Right.
So even though Bank of America had really, outstanding earnings, 41 cents, they're down because bonds are up and the 10-year yield is down a lot. Now, the 10-year yield is heading towards 2.2.
Right now, it's 2.205. So, yeah, it's amazing.
So,
amazing.
And here's the lesson from this. Earnings are a lot. Obviously, earnings mean a lot. But the macroeconomic effects on these bank stocks are rates, and it's the 10-year yield. So when the bonds are railing and the 10-year yield's going down, no matter what else is going on in the world, banks are going to have headwinds against them. Yeah. And that's what you're seeing.
And it was amazing, as you just brought up, Kevin, about this bank deal, folks, is a big deal. Goldman's getting smoked. I mean, Goldman topped out, at 255 or 217, and it's getting ripped apart right now. Yeah. Where my head's up was when J.P. Morgan come out with numbers too, because the numbers, folks. So picture this: the numbers in the banks were great. It's not they were great. Goldman wasn't,
had a little struggle,
but J.P. Morgan was great,
yes.
and they still sold it off. Yeah. So it's like, okay, man, when that happens, that's a heads up in itself that,
Yeah, that the macroeconomic effects are really have the lead on what these banks are doing. So all you got to do is watch the 10-year yield and watch bonds, and that's going to give you your trigger on how these bank stocks are going to trade, or the financials, or anything that stores money. Remember that. That's what the thing is. Anything that stores money, they make money exponentially when yields go higher.
Yeah, that's because that storage, what Kevin is saying here, folks, right? The second that the Fed goes up, all that storage goes up that second.
And it's exponential. It's not one for one. They make a lot of money on the money that they store every day.
Yeah, no doubt. And, folks, if you've been listening to Kevin and Scott, what you would have picked up on very quickly is that this VIX started moving higher and stayed higher, okay?
Yeah. For 3 total days.
I know. No, seriously, right? And the bottom line is that, that rule of 16, well, guess what? It's come in. I mean,
it's come and it's gone.
Yeah, it's come, it's gone, and
we'll see where we go from
I expect it's going to come again.
I agree. Yes.
Pretty wild. Right here, folks, 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. Kevin, you have a great one, a safe one. We look forward to the show at noon.
Always a pleasure, guys. Thanks for having me.
Kevin.
Thank you. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow's down 80, Nasdaq's down 8, S&P's are down 4. We're going to right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Technomental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Tommy O'Brien, we do appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have the Dow down 94, NASDAQ down 12, S&P's down 6. That was quick. We were just only, when we started the program, the Dow was only down 40.
Yeah.
So let's take a look inside here as to what's putting pressure on it.
Goldman, on the negative.
Exactly.
They're just such an expensive stock, especially when you go to the Dow price-weighted index.
Exactly. So if we take a look, movers-wise, what you have is this. Oh my God! Look at what Goldman's putting.
Oh yeah. See, that wasn't even. I was just looking at the percentage. Let alone, I knew that's what I was thinking we were going to look at. Which, when you have a $216 stock down 4% on the day, that's going to send the Dow down.
So Goldman, folks, is putting 67 negative points into it.
Yeah.
Johnson & Johnson's putting 29. Travelers is putting 5. J.P. Morgan 5.
And just jumping around, there's only 2 stocks putting more than 3 points to the positive side, and you have 2 stocks alone on the negative side adding 95 points.
Right.
You can see how when these $100, $200 share price stocks trade, it's a quick movement.
No doubt. And now let's go back to Goldman, because, Goldman, we've been talking about it, but bottom line, it was the canary in the coal mine. And this is like just...
Can you say, wait, what do you mean by the canary in the coal mine? I know that's a phrase.
So when I brought this up, what happened is that this was the first one that failed on a monthly.
Okay.
And it was pretty dramatic. Oh, I got to put Goldman up. So we picked this up at, I should have shot it at 255 when it happened. But
we all should.
The bottom line is that what it did is this.
Okay,
so
right there, yeah.
You had the high of 2007. The high was $250. It did 227 million shares for the month, okay? Made it all the way back up there. And then in the month of March, it went to 255.15. The high was 250. And then it closed at 229.
Yeah.
And only had 90 million shares.
Yeah.
So that's a failure on price and volume.
Sure.
Now what you have is this, folks, okay? So now the question is, where does it go? So watch this, because then this did an ABC structure on the way down, a confirmed one. Now what you're going to have, my take is that's the last time with volume on the way up is 204.
Okay.
So that's
it's only $12. We've come $30, $40 almost off the high.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Now check this out though. If we get volume today, more than 9.1 million shares, right? This is going to be in another ABC Dow, which will really put some...
Which we have a decent chance of doing, considering it's 10:15 in the morning and we have almost 4 million shares already.
Exactly. Yeah. So the A point is 255. The B is 220, so you get $35. The C is 232. So you're talking
197.
197.
Yeah.
And 197 will get you...
Yeah, right above that bar.
Election day. That's election day.
That's the day after it is. You had Mnuchin out there, I believe, too, recently saying the tax reform might even be pushed back a little bit. Maybe that's playing into Goldman. I'm just, there's a lot of expectation built into these stocks that have risen. So as the market kind of gets a feeling of things, we talked about it yesterday, right? Any delay, really the market reacts in terms of, I was looking at when Apple talked about maybe a 1-month pushback on their iPhone 8.
Yes.
The market freaked out that day. And, in any other business, that could be a revolutionary product. A month doesn't seem like a big deal. But guess what? When you got quarterly numbers that your stock lives and dies on, like any stock does,
big deal.
Months matter, weeks matter, days matter.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. And, we go overseas just for a second. Hey, you got to see the FTSE, folks, okay?
Sure.
Because what happens is that now Britain's in a unique situation, right? Because they're going
to put it bluntly, that lightly, I should say.
But what does happen is this: the FTSE likes trading like the Dow, bottom line, and you can see the destruction here. It's pretty heavy destruction. We've been in a consolidation since January. Is that January 4th? Yeah, January 4th.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's taken that thing apart. So that's telling me that this FTSE is going to come all the way down to November. It's the same day.
Can we play with this in U.S. dollars for curiosity?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah. pretty interesting how that thing changes.
Right.
Because that's what you always want to keep in mind.
Right.
Because you'd think that, jumping back, it's just a vastly different chart. When you want to convert it into pounds, you buy the FTSE, and then guess what? You want to convert it back into dollars. It's a different world. It is.
And in fact, here, once GLDL, I believe when I was coming in, their currency is going up. It just bottomed out. Let me see the sterling. Where is sterling?
Maybe if you just type it.
Oh, no, I'll get the pound. That's what I want. Yeah. 1 second. GBP.
Nope. BP, right?
Yeah.
There you go, right there. Just
okay.
GPO.
Yeah, so you're at 127 to the dollar. Look at that. Look at that thing.
Yeah, right.
The market's liking it. That's pretty intense. That's a move, man. 120. We're at 127.70. 127.55. The high is 127.75 for the last few months.
Oh, who do we have?
Hey, look who we have. Larry wants to go sailing. We had Larry Pesavento. Larry, what's going on?
Hey, get the boat, put the sails on the boat. We're ready to go. Listen, Tom, tomorrow I'm going to have Bill Meridian from Cycles Research in Vienna, Austria. He's got some really good astro information on the leading candidate, one of the leading candidates from France.
Oh, good.
And, he was spot on about the Brexit and the Trump election, so we ought to pay attention to what he's got to say. So those folks who want to listen in tomorrow, Bill will be on at 9:30.
Nice.
But, he's been pretty good. So
he has.
Nice. Because that's the other thing we haven't even talked about with Brexit, but they're in a similar situation, and they have that vote. I think, when's the vote, Larry?
Sunday.
April 23rd?
The first one's Sunday.
So it's Sunday, April 23rd, and then
runoff
two weeks from then.
Yeah.
It's just 2 weeks, though, I believe, which is a lot at stake there, just like the Brexit.
No doubt.
All right, my friend. Listen, I just want to let you know, okay?
We'll be listening tomorrow, man.
Listen, I got a couple life jackets, man. We're all set.
It's summertime, man. Get the boat ready.
Look at those bonds, Larry.
Okay, I'm watching them. See you later.
Thanks,
Take care, man. These bonds are sick. They are. And
30 years up.
Larry and I have a running joke, folks. He doesn't like boats, but guess what? When him and his wife were down, we got him out in the boat. And then we had a bet that he has to come out again because the bonds were going higher. So
they don't seem to be slowing down.
Listen,
Larry's with it. He said, "Get those sails ready."
We're at 2.204 right now. Which is pretty intense.
It is.
There's no doubt about that.
It is.
So let's go look at gold. So this is another situation that what you're gonna see out here. Is gold's gonna reject lower price. We just went from 1280 to 1287. One of them was going to be right. Either the gold contract is going to be right or the dollar contract is going to be right. So that would have meant, folks, that the dollar has to come back or the gold has to come back. They were both down. So we'll see where this shakes out. It looks that the dollar is getting more momentum on the way down. We've done 14,000 contracts. I believe we only did 13,000 all day yesterday. Let me just see this for a second. Because yesterday was anemic volume. We needed more volume. Yeah, we did 14,900 contracts yesterday, and we're already at 14,100. So it's not that this will do maybe about 21,000 today, because most of the contract volume kind of goes from 8:30 to like 10:30.
When Europe's trading as well, right?
Yeah,
is that what
right. Yeah, exactly. This is Tommy O'Brien. Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks. We'll be coming right back. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Dow's down 94. NASDAQ is off 15. S&Ps are down 6.5. Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is down 97. You get the NASDAQ off 16. S&Ps are off 7.5. And of course, we had the Boston Marathon yesterday.
We sure did.
There were a lot of things happening in that marathon.
There were so many cool stories. We'll try and jump around for a few minutes, but you had the first 50 years ago, Catherine Switzer became the first woman to officially run the Boston Marathon. So we were just talking about it. You were around back then.
I was.
I was not, but
no, I was. Yeah.
So this was the gentleman behind was, I believe, the man who was in charge of probably the running club. Let's not. If we don't know his name, let's not. But she ran the marathon yesterday, and she finished it too, and I think like 4 hours 45 minutes. Yes. Amazing. 70 years old. I believe this was her boyfriend at the time. So I saw this video yesterday, and he had to like check him out of the way for her to be able to finish.
Okay.
And they were saying no dame runs marathons or something like that back then. It's amazing how far we've come in 50 years. So that was a cool feature.
Yeah.
Then of course maybe people have seen this one. You had a Marine Staff Sergeant Jose Luis Sanchez, and he had lost a portion of his leg in Afghanistan in 2011, ran the marathon with, of course, a prosthetic, and carrying the American flag for 26.2 miles and finished in 5 hours and change. I mean,
amazing.
Just pretty inspiring, seriously. And then you had, I know the male wheelchair winner had won 3 years in a row, and the wheelchair race was, for the guys, was like 6 feet. There was for the end of that, they were that close. And the guy who won it had won for the 3rd time. And I'm trying to jump around. Let's see where, because we had the woman winner up here, I believe, as well.
That's crazy that it was that close.
It was, yeah. And then Edna Kiplagat, who was 37 years old, the second oldest woman winner, 37. Pretty cool. I'm 37. I like that. She's just crushing the marathon. That's a young person's game, man.
That's amazing.
Young person's game, for sure. For sure. And then we got our man Basil Chapman chiming in, saying South African was the second. Was a winner for a year, second for the 3rd year. Man, so they're 1-2 back-to-back. What a rivalry, going 1-2 left and right. But an inspiring day for sure. That Marine deal is just pretty inspiring, man. And look at those leg muscles, man. That guy's rocking.
Look at that. Oh, my God. Seriously,
that guy is rocking. 26 miles. You got to love it. Gotta love it. So, awesome day to be in Boston. Got some great weather, of course. And now I hear that they're back to like 48 degrees. So, they got it right in the good time. Right in the good time.
It's a beautiful thing.
For sure. All right. Back to the market.
Yeah, market-wise, let's see inside the NDX 100 what's keeping the NDX up. So the index is only down 8 points. You got O'Reilly Automotive is up almost 1%. Monster.com is up 0.7. Xilinx is up 0.6. Taken away from it, Netflix is down 2. We're going to go back to Netflix in a second. Regeneron is down 1.7. Let's go back to Netflix for a second. So the Netflix...
Lots of interesting stuff there, right?
Yeah, they come out with great numbers and everything.
There's a lot in there. But well, you know, great can mean a lot of things.
But bottom line, are they going to sell it down or not? That's because.
Okay, good. Can you jump to the news and just before we just surmise great, because there's you know they.
I got to get to yesterday. So
that's it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Netflix nears 100 million subscribers despite slower than expected growth. Beat the forecast on earnings, but really, when you're talking about this is a growth company, you know, they are not a stable, as in, you know, that's a growth company in terms of you're buying that for future growth. 100 million members, that's a big number. But when you talk about, and I heard Reed Hastings talking about, you know, YouTube, they're dealing in billions.
Okay.
So when you're talking about internet video, 100 million is not a staggering number to put it in that context. I think anybody can understand that.
Well, because you're paying, so this is where, and you're absolutely right on this growth, you're paying $137 for $1 of earnings.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
It is.
You better be growing.
For sure. For sure.
So let's see, NFLX, because this is, so it opened at 147.34. You're at 144.42. Yeah.
Yeah. And they were just talking, there was a lot of talk in there about how, you know, they haven't had another blockbuster recently.
Yeah.
And that's what pulls people
in.
The
House of Cards.
The House of Cards, you know.
Right.
And there's a few other shows, but they need those types of impact-making shows, movies, and I think I heard even that they might try and steer away maybe even from the huge types of expenditures for those types of mega hits, because maybe it's just not worth it in terms of, you know, you spend $300 million or something like that. Is that worth it for the growth? I'm not sure. There's a lot to digest in a company that's trying to grow and trying to dominate internet content for video, because that's the future of a lot right now.
No, there's no doubt, man. And you know, as we were doing that, we're going to congratulate Peter in the Den. His wife ran yesterday.
Pretty cool.
Marathon. And
Pretty cool.
They flew in from Colorado. It's a beautiful thing. Congratulations.
Definitely.
That's huge.
Definitely.
And I thought I remember him yesterday saying, okay, I'm on my way out. And I'm saying to myself, he's actually there. Let's go over and take a look at the GDX. The GDX this morning got to a low of 23.99. Right now you're at 24.24. And this baby, folks, is looking to set up another ABC up. This is going to be interesting watching this whole thing shake out. We got up to 24.88. You've already rejected lower price out here this morning, and you were coming into 88 million shares. That price level is 23.87. We hit 23.99. ABX, which is the largest weighting inside that, it's down 16 cents. Newmont, which is the dog, is not bad either. You know, it's only down 34 cents.
Sure,
if Newmont can hold inside the GDX, normally the GDX is pretty good because it's still managed.
It's a juggernaut.
It has been the dog. There's no doubt about it. 30 year still moving. Let's go to the XLF and take a look at the XLF. That's flat. Well, it's down 16 cents.
Pretty flat, though, for
it is.
Some of those financials coming out and struggling, especially Goldman.
So let's look at Berkshire Hathaway. So Berkshire Hathaway is the largest weighting structure inside there. And that's flat, too. It's down 82 cents, but that's nothing. Yeah. JP Morgan, that's flat, down 40 cents. Bank of America come out with numbers, good numbers, but bottom line, down 9 cents.
After being up, for sure.
Now, see, the way that Bank of America is trading, folks, is just like how JP Morgan traded. I'll show you this. It opened up nice, right, and then couldn't hold it. And it's like, okay, so when JP Morgan come out with numbers, I believe it might have, well, I think it was right there. Okay. They went from 88.54 to 86.13. Not that it was bad, but that's a big deal, man. It couldn't hold. That downdraft of the 21st is a big benchmark. That's what it is. You know.
What day was the Fed as well? Because I think that's when things started to slide as the Fed came out, raised rates, but then of course bonds traded higher, and the market started saying, wait a second, you know, just because the Fed's going up doesn't mean that rates are going up. And and that's, you know, they started reacting.
They did. They reacted very quickly. Debbie, let's take a look at that Fed Fund futures rate. We haven't seen that for a while. So we don't know whether this is going well.
It says May's pretty much off the table.
Right.
And then we start coming into the 50% realm in June, July, and then September they really say it's got to be happening by then.
Right.
Yeah.
You stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. You have the Dow down 87, Nasdaq's off 11, S&P's around 5.5. We're going to be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. The Dow Industrials right now down 83. You get the Nasdaq off 10. S&Ps are off 5.5. And don't forget, coming this Thursday, our man Mr. Basil Chapman, he's got a big workshop coming up, folks, for his subscribers. You can be a subscriber right now. You can test drive the opening call, 30 days, absolutely free. The way you do it, come over to our website at TFNN. This workshop is going to be from 6 to 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Basil has too much information for 1 hour. He likes doing 90-minute workshops.
It's a beautiful
and the best
thing.
part is they're archived. You can always go back, review them, check them out later that night. They'll be on the page for at least 30 days for all the subscribers. And he's going to be talking about what stocks should participate in the next part of this mega bull markets phase when the correction's completed. And just looking at as the market rotates through each sector and just listing off, you know, the different sectors he's looking at.
Yeah.
What could trigger the next big rally and what sectors in particular could benefit. Small caps participate. What about the key Dow-type stocks, GE, 3M, United Technologies? And, of course, breaking it down, where are the charts based on the Chapman Wave methodology? So check it out. If you haven't gotten in there yet, great time. Basil's got an awesome newsletter. And his is a little bit different where, you know, he's uploading all these different charts every morning. He's got, like, Trader's Corner, 10, 12 different charts. You just log into the website, check it out every morning. He's just kind of uploading them as he's breaking down the market each morning himself. Great newsletter. I know he's got a lot of loyal customers out there that love it.
It's a beautiful thing. So it's right on the front page of TFNN. And as we've been saying, folks, it really is hard to believe that April 20th is Thursday.
Today's tax day. I said it earlier.
Today's tax
Get your taxes in.
Yep. I got mine in yesterday.
Good for you.
Well, yeah.
Deep breath. Totally, right?
Hey, it's done. That's the bottom line.
Got to do it.
You got to do it. There's no doubt about that, man. April 20th, well, April 18th today. That's
time flies, man.
Doesn't it?
It does. Summer's going to be here before we know it.
I know. Well, you know, in today, folks, we've had some amazing weather, and this is the type of time of the year that we actually get amazing weather. But I can feel the heat out here a little today.
Oh, yeah. No, we're there. Yeah.
Today,
we're there.
Yeah, today I could absolutely feel it. So market-wise out here, bottom line, folks, is that you got, let's see, so we're coming up to 11. You got the FTSE's still down good.
Yeah.
You're down 2.1%. The CAT's down 1.4. The DAX is down 0.7. We're only down, the Dow's only down 0.4. The S&P's is down 0.3, and the NASDAQ is down 0.1. You know, so bottom line, you know, I expect we're going to see a lot more volatility coming in to the rest of this market out here today.
The day is early for sure.
It is. Yeah. And the dollar is still down, you know, 449 ticks. Gold, you know, is down 430. Let's go look at the silver market. Silver, they had silver down good too. So silver, 1806. It's at 1820 right now. You've done 72,000 contracts. That's a lot of contract volume, no doubt. Let's see what she's coming into. Let's see. Interesting, though. It's coming into 119,000, but that will do it.
And what time does that trade to?
That trades to 130 also.
130 as well?
Yeah. If we go inside that commodity market, just to see what the rest of them are doing because of that dollar, you know, look at, see, you know, this is interesting. So even with the dollar down, a lot of these commodities are in the red. You know, you get copper. Copper's in trouble. You know, I can see some of these copper stocks, too.
Sure.
It's down 2.6%. Silver's down 1.7%, where gold is only down 0.3%. Look at that.
Yeah.
Gold's holding up. It's going to be interesting just watching this whole thing shake out. And this question, can the Dow be down 200 today? Yeah, I think it can be down $1.50, $1.70 pretty easy.
Yeah, we're just down 100.
Right. And it's not going to take much. If we go back inside here again, you have Goldman and Johnson & Johnson is still the culprits. You know.
Yeah.
It'd have to be like American Express, J.P. Morgan, Pfizer. Some of those would have to get more juice into it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
How about United? Can we take a look at United? Because they came out with good earnings.
Yeah.
And our man John Logan, he's doing the 9 before 9 every morning.
Yes.
He was talking about them, saying now might not be the time to step into a short just because of that, and talking about those TAS market profiles, but always interesting on the fundamental aspect of it as well, just kind of interesting. I don't know if you heard there was news making away that a married couple got kicked off a plane yesterday on their way, or 2 days ago, but it was in the news yesterday, off United. Another story of...
Really?
And again, details are not shady, but they're just coming out. You know, who knows? It's a he said, she said type deal, and thankfully nothing like, you know, getting dragged off. But it was a type of deal where they were in economy, and they were trying to get up to like the economy plus. So that's one of those instances where you're just separated by rows, kind of, and you know, and so they like moved up there, and then they like and then they just got like kicked off the plane somehow, and that's so there's a little conflicting. But you can see how when tensions are high, that story never would have made the news if it wasn't for the previous story.
Right.
But guess what? They are on thin ice, and anything that they do is going to be making the news. And you know, they had the stories as well, saying the CEO is that no longer are employees going to take the seats of passengers anymore, period. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. And they're saying even then that married couple said, you know, that somebody was laying on their seats. They try and jump up. You know, you're going to your wedding. You said, the Economy Plus is open. You go up there. Maybe he tells them, you know, somebody's in our seats, so I'm not going back there. And then they just say, get off the plane. Who knows? But, yeah.
Yeah. They need some public relations help. The amazing part about it is that the stock is held up. So I guess you know,
it's all about the numbers, man. No matter what, you know. And in the airline, it is interesting that they talk about most of what matters is price. In terms of there's a lot of similarities to what airline you fly. You know, like I love JetBlue the most. Yeah. But they're very similar in terms of experience, usually, outside of these anomalies. So most of the time, you go online, you search for the cheapest airfare. Right. You make sure you can get there. And, you know, whether it's not cheapest, but then, you know, no connections, whatever it is. And everything else kind of is comparable. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Cattle cars, folks. We know we're all in the cattle car. And that's, you know, so then it's price. You know, like we're going to Boston. JetBlue is great.
It is. And I actually was hearing that. So JetBlue is one of the airlines that I believe, not certain, that they don't overbook, actually.
That's correct. Yeah. I read that article.
Yeah. Right. Pretty cool. Right. And I don't know how they said, you know, maybe government will take a look at that, because it is pretty surreal that as a business, I can sell you something and then say I might have it come the day that you want it.
Right.
That's not usually how things work in terms of, especially when you talk about something like that, flying, where you're really messing with people's plans that could have huge monetary implications to your hotel, connections, family, you're going whatever it is. Yeah.
And there was an article in the Bloomberg that in the contract of carriage, which that's what we have when you fly, right?
Basically terms of service.
They bisected and dissected, and what it had in there is that it does have that an airline can bump you when they're overbooked, but they weren't overbooked. It had nothing about putting employees on. Exactly, and that's where they think that United's going to get taken to the cleaners.
The team of lawyers you have, and you don't have that in there. It's always amazing when public companies that have the best lawyers in the world available to them.
And somehow they didn't put that in there.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
So as
it's just jumping around. It's the same thing on the lawyers, right? We have a SunTrust in our building, and the building gets closed.
Oh, this is a great story.
So the building closes for Good Friday last week. Well, guess what? Banks are open.
Right.
So the bank is within our building.
Yep. First floor.
First floor. Yep. But there's no external door just to the bank. You have to come into the building to go into the bank.
Yes.
Bank wants to be open. Building's closed.
Right.
You don't think SunTrust has the lawyers that say before they lease a space that the building has to be open all days that banks are open?
I know.
Guess what? No, that's not in their contract somehow.
It's wild. You stay right there, man. Mr. Basil Chapman's coming up next, folks. And look at that. Gold's only down 220.
No, we got one more segment, man.
Oh, we do?
We do.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
You got it.
It's even better. We'll get gold positive before we get off the air. Dow is down 87. Nasdaq's down 13. S&P's are down 6.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has put together the finest live programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 9 hours a day starting at 8 a.m. as John Logan kicks us off each trading day with the Global Market Pulse. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Mondays and Fridays, catch live trading on the Nadex platform with host Tom and Tommy O'Brien, along with Daryl Martin on the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN, educating investors. Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow Industrials down 91, Nasdaq's off 14, S&Ps are off 6.5. Let's go over to that gold contract. So GCM gold, and this is where, you know, we started the program. There was definitely a disconnect between the dollar being down, you know, 455 and gold being down at $10, $12.
Gold's up like $10 since that low.
Right.
Yeah.
And what you have here, this, you know, number one, you didn't get below the 1268 area. You didn't get 1280 was it.
Yes.
That's, you know, you already have a confirmed ABC structure up to 1307. Your swing point up here is 1319.
Pretty crazy. Before the election we're talking about now.
Yeah. Going right for it. And if you go back over to the dollar, what you're going to see is that it's not necessarily the dollar didn't really move any. Actually, the dollar did move now slightly lower, not much, but isn't it funny how it's like, okay, so we're at the lows of the day right now on the dollar, you know, and this thing could take another leg down.
Sure.
You know, if you go to, so it's going to be a highly volatile day out here. The markets themselves, you know, they're still not down. I mean, they're down, but they're not down percentage-wise in a big way.
We're approaching that 100-point mark again. You know, we were just down 80 points in the Dow, so we'll see what, you know, they were talking about, can we have 200? You said 150?
I think,
We're just about to cross 100?
It's game.
Yeah, we're at 100 now,
it's game on here, folks, okay? So what happens is that when you have a market, so it's 11 o'clock, so we're an hour and a half into the market. The bottom line is that if they can't get this market going, you know, in the next half hour, then folks are going to get a little worried. Do you know what I mean? It's like, because I believe it's 11:30 our time that London closes. And that's going to make a difference, because if they still close down good, that's going to make a difference in the aspect of large money managers, what they have over there.
And I imagine they're going to close down.
Yeah.
Pretty
and right now they're down 2.1%.
I don't expect the FTSE getting a big pop after. Just, you know.
Right. So if we do look at the
how about just VIX? Can we take a look at the VIX one day before
that's
as
great.
The market's down like 102.
That's going to be going up. So you're at 1490. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, not as much as you think though, huh? Well, guess what? It's still
some volatility there for sure.
Yeah, there is
volatility in the VIX, right? Yeah. Volatility in the volatility measure.
Is that yesterday's?
That's this morning.
That's this morning. Yeah. Okay, so this morning we hit 1531.
Yeah.
And what does happen? There's, you know, you start getting this locomotive going downtown. That VIX will go up very quickly.
Yeah, and they're right. They're saying in the den, you know, 100's nothing. It really is nothing in terms of where we've been and where, you know, you talk. They say 500. You get 300, 400, 500. That's when you'll see some serious action in that VIX, big time. We haven't seen that in a long time.
No, we haven't.
Yeah,
we haven't.
And 2% is not outlandish.
No.
In terms of it's really not. Just to put in perspective, we're supposed to. So rule of 16, right? Is 1% moves every 3 days.
Right.
You want to see 32. you're supposed to be getting 2% moves every 3 days. That would be talking at least 400-point down moves every 3 days to see a 32. And we're getting some action in the VIX, so maybe sometime in the future, we're going to see a 2% move to the downside at some point. So it's just a matter of when. This year, next year, tomorrow.
Oh no!
Let's see what happens.
It's. Let's go over to the euro quickly and just take a look at the euro. So now the euro just overtook the last consolidation. Let's see, 106.89. Well, yeah, 106.98. So the euro is going to try to make it back up to the lows of the highs, which is 107.95.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's a big number. So because if the euro can hold 108.28, that's the consolidation.
Sure.
Which is. The correlation in the dollar index, that baby had broken that. You stay right there, folks. I'm Mr. Basil Chapman's going to be coming up next. Of course, then we're going to Thinkorswim headquarters. We have Steve Rhodes, Dave White, myself, and of course it's Tuesday, so we got our man, Mr. Andy Heck. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Now the show has ended. Have a great one, folks. Have a safe one. Thanks for being here.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.